Hello everyone. I am so glad you have joined me today. I love sharing my ideas with you, and I hope I inspire you with today's creation. And here it is, a Case the Catty. And I did the inside and the envelope. And there's a fun tip for using your dies to create a background. I have listed the products and ordering numbers in the information section below. I would love to have your support and have you order some of the things so that you can make these great cards also. Join me in the studio and I'll show you how. This week is my Case the Catty series, and I decided to do this card from page 18 of the annual catalog. So I took and made a sketch, and this is my card base. This is this layer back here, and then I added some other elements to be those things. So with that in mind, I'm going to get started, and the first thing I need to do is to show you what I'm using for my cards. I decided to use Animal Outing, the little kangaroo in there. I am also using Itty Bitty Greetings, a little hello. I'm going to use my Crumb Cake pad and a block because I'm going to do some glycerin coloring. I have my Memento Tuxedo black ink. I have a scrap of Whisper White to stamp on. I have a piece of Pear Pizzazz to do some die cutting. I have a piece of Sahara Sand that's 3 3/4 by 5. I have my card base, which is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. I have my Whisper White, my envelope. I am using the Garden Lane DSP, and this one is the leaves that I'm going to use, and I don't have my dies. From my Animal Friends Thinlits, I have the branch that I'm going to cut out a couple of those. I have the kangaroo outline. I have the die for this. I'm going to try something. I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm going to see if it'll work for background. We'll find out. And I'm using my Stitch Nested Labels dies, this size, and I just chose one that when I put it on here, it's not too big, so you can adjust accordingly. So with that, first thing I want to do is I don't want to tear this yet. I want to try this idea and see if it'll work. I want to use this like a stamp. So let's see if it'll work. So I'm going to take and, you know what? I think I'm going to do it a little bit differently. All right, I have some painter's tape here. And what I'm going to take and do is I'm going to create like a, can't get this straight, like a little sleeve that I can put my fingers in. And then I'm going to pick this up to use it, but I forgot my Sahara Sand ink because I don't want to use Crumb Cake. I'm just kind of seeing if this is going to work because the picture had, and then I'm just pressing down. Ooh, it does. Tell you mess it up. So maybe it'd be better to use 2 fingers. Let me put it on 2 fingers and see. I'll flip it over. Well, maybe I'll use 2 fingers. All right, I'm gonna flip it over. And I'm just gonna lay it down. All right. I don't know if you can see that, but there's just a hint of a design there, but I have forgot. I'm cutting off the front of this, so I'm gonna come back over this way some. All right. If you want it darker, use soft suede. It would show up more, but I don't. All right. No. All right. I've got that piece cut or torn and stamped. So now you can use your dies as a stamp. Who knew? Don't you love it when I play? All right. Let's stamp our kangaroo so we can get him colored. And I'm going to use him as the large image on the star. So I've got that. There. And then I'm going to stamp a little hello. And I'm going to stamp it. I'm going to stamp it here close to the edge. Hopefully it's not too close, so that when I go to punch it out, it'll be too close. We'll find out. All right, let me get a block. I need to clean my blocks. And some Crumb Cake ink on there. Oh, I also have a Smoky Slate marker and a blender pen that I use for my glycerin coloring. I don't like to mix them. I don't know if it makes a difference or not. So I just don't mix it. I just have one that I scribble on and clean. I wanted his belly to be lighter, so I pulled my ink way out. Now I need to clean this off. You want to scribble this until it doesn't have any color left into it. All right, and now I'm going to use my marker to color my little koala. I think koalas are gray. So that's why I chose the Smoky Slate. All right, so I need to cut my paper, cut my kangaroo, and cut some leaves. All right, I got my pieces all cut, and I need to punch out my sentiment. So I'm going to take my punch here, center it, and there we go. All right, we're ready to put this card together. Now, I'm going to bring in my card base. And this piece is going to go on like so, but I'm going to pop it, and I'm going to use, when I have a big panel like this, I like to use a piece of fun foam on the back. So what I'm going to take and do is I'm going to attach this to the back of my fun foam, or my piece of fun foam, I should say. And then I'll cut off the edge so it's even, so you don't see that foam. So let me get my scissors here. I'm just gonna kind of cut underneath at an angle. There we go. And then I'm going to put this on my card base. And as you can see, it's just stuck down. All right, now. So let me put this on my card base. To help hold it in place, I'm going to put a block on it till that glue kind of grabs. And what I can take and do is, while that's working on that, I can put this together. So my kangaroo is going to go on here like so. All right, and I'm going to put him on with some dimensionals, but let's see. I think he'll be okay if I gotta have him inside though. If I don't put anything on his head, I think he'll be okay. So I'm gonna put that one there, and oh, sorry, neighbor's dog is barking, and so now Bijou's gonna bark. I yelled at her, but it doesn't do any good. All right, let me get my little guy on here, like so. All right, there he is. And now this piece I'm going to put on with the glue dot, and I'm going to stick it underneath. I have to make sure. Oh yeah, I got plenty of space. So I'm going to take a glue dot, and I'm going to put a glue dot on the end and just kind of stick it underneath like so. And then these I'm going to put on with glue dots also. So I'm going to put a glue dot there, and I pinched it, and I'm going to, the key here is to get it underneath, and no, there's not a, there we go. There. I thought there was a dimensional there, but it's not. It was just sticking to the card and not going in, so I kind of bent it a little to get it in there. And it helps if you can pick it up, kind of bend this piece back and shove it in there. All right, so I've got that and that. All right, let me put this on my card base, and I can finish adding my this to the edge. I'm going to stick it down like so. Then I'm going to put this on with a glue dot. And I'm going to put it up here behind his head some, like so. There. And I'll put another one up there just because it looks kind of funky. So I'll have this one. I'm going to have this one come out like right about there. And there you go. And I really like that subtle background. And don't forget to do the inside of the envelope. And I added some of that, the die stamping to the background just for some interest. If you like my project, give me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to my channel using the button below. Don't forget to leave me a comment. I also have a Facebook group where I do Facebook Live on Monday afternoons, actually Monday at noon, and Thursday evenings. Look for creations in paper and join us. We have a lot of fun. If you do not have a demonstrator, I would love to be your online person. Send me a message and I'll help you out in any way I can. Have a great day.